Hello, friends. It's Stacy and Kirby. We're a couple of tantrics that have spent decades studying the art of Tantra, which is really a science of living. And we want to share that with you from your living room. So get a hot beverage, maybe a hot toddy, snuggle up in your jammies, and get ready for Tantra with Stacy and Kirby. I'd like to introduce you to my friend, my dear friend and business partner, Kirby. Kirby, what the hell is Tantra and why do we need it?
Well, Tantra isn't what I thought it was at first. At first, I thought, whoa, these guys have an understanding of the subtle world and the astral plane and all that kind of stuff that's better than anything that I'd run into. But what's happened during the years that I've studied it is I've come to realize that Tantra is an ancient way of living. It is, in a real sense, Sanatana Dharma, or the ancient way, or the way of Tao, or any of these that realize that there's a whole life that we can have that lives in connectivity, that lives in our connection with the world around us and our connection with the people around us. So for me, Tantra has become much more than simply an attitude or something like that. It's, it includes our relationship to the stars, like in Jyotish or astrology. It includes how we arrange the furniture in our house, or how we lay out our house, as in Vastu. It includes the way that we relate to animals and plants, and especially to our friends and the people within our spiritual tribe.
That's beautiful, darling. I feel the same way because I think our life can be so often outward projected that Tantra is really an opportunity to go within. And it is an art, a science, and it's also a form of yoga. And I love it because you can do it at the traffic light. You could do it in the grocery store. I mean, try a downward dog in the grocery store. Not cool. People are going to talk.
But Tantra, but the image is great.
I mean, just do a few root locks and some breathing, you're good to go. And the big thing is it gets oxygen to your brain, so that's good. It improves sex, your vitality, as well as your life force energy. It charges your life force energy. So I think as a woman, I'm going to call it. Women have been subjugated for thousands of years, as we know. Our sexuality and our spirituality has been crushed by the immature masculine society that's within us, as well as the sacred feminine within us. But what I see now is we're all moving more into our sacred feminine, which is in everyone. And so I think it's just important for us to let go of our distortions, listen to your soul, focus on who you really are and what you want to create. We are all beings who are enlightened, liberated, and free. And that's what Tantra means to me. And it kind of rhymed, so that was cool.
Yeah, excellent.
So Kirby, we had a question from one of our tribe, and that was something about the Age of Aquarius, or going into like a new era or an era of enlightenment. What does that say to you, Mr. Jyotish?
Well, okay, so it actually correlates beautifully with another system. So to begin with, the idea of the cycle of the Zodiac is the same as there's a precession of the equinoxes. So as the Earth wobbles, every 24,900 years, I think it is, or something like that, we go through one entire cycle. So during that, we go through one entire round of the Zodiac.
Okay,
and so now,
are you saying we've gone through the 20 some odd thousand years and we're coming upon the Age of Aquarius?
That's right. And so this
is mind blowing. And the goddesses agree with you, which is why I asked him. But Kirby knows a lot more about Jyotish than I do. So, I just thought I'd check in with him.
All right.
So this is the single most amazing astrological event, at least in 1,000 years.
As a matter of fact, well, it has got a much longer history, which I'd love to get into, but I want to, at this moment, connect it to a cycle of time called the Yugas, or the 4 great cycles. So the Age of Aquarius is part of the 12 great cycles, or the 12 great times in the cycle. And then there's one that is part of the 4. So you've likely heard of, in say the Greeks or the Romans, talking about the Golden Age, the Silver Age, the
Right.
Bronze Age, and the Iron Age. Okay, so in the yugas, that's called the Satya Yuga, the divine yuga, the Treta Yuga, the yuga of illumination. And even though it's not divine in self, we can still remember what our soul is like. We can still remember the communications that we have with others. In fact, we can transcend language regularly. And then we
Yes.
get into the Dwapara Yuga. And you'll notice in history now we're getting down to the point where we're building temples and we're creating ceremonies and things
Okay.
like that to try to help us understand. And
Yeah.
then we go into the Age of Darkness, Kali Yuga. We are coming out of the Age of Darkness now. We're coming out of the time when only the material world makes sense to people. And people are once again really experiencing the divine.
Yes, I think that's true. And I have a dear teacher that's telling me that the Age of Aquarius will begin on the solstice this year. So as a priestess, I recommend all of you to be with the ones that you love the most and treat this like Christmas, but even better. And what my family and I are going to do is we're going to make a cake together. And what you do is you make a cake and you put your wishes out. It's on our Facebook page for your intentions. So one of the most important things I love about Tantra is setting an intention, because nothing in the physical world was just conjured out of, well, it was conjured out of the ether. And of course, the subtle worlds are getting more and more, it's just coming in more and more. To me, it seems like the mother goddess is coming in, and that's my specialty. So Kirby has other specialties, and my specialty is the goddess. I really think of this as an art and a science. And the science is that it's just an energy coming to us. So whatever you want to call it, your higher self, the goddess, it doesn't matter. It's just an aspect of you. And we are non-dual Shaktis, which means that we're all one. So
yes.
Yeah, so I have a channeled, I'm just going to finish off with a channeled message from the goddess. So these are entities in the physical and non-physical. It's one of the special characteristics that I've got, my superpowers. But I think you were alluding to this, Kirby. In the Age of Aquarius, superpowers, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience are normal. And those are actually normal human characteristics. It's just that we've lost touch with them because of our projections, distortions, and limited patterning that we've had in this dimension. So the important thing is to listen to your soul and to stop worrying, because everything is going to be just fine. The universe is always supporting us, especially us Westerners. It's going to be easier. Everyone is taken care of, and everything is constantly working in our favor. So the goddesses have told me that we're in it, and that's part of me too. This time is actually a time for us to increase connection and love in the areas of spirituality, well-being, creativity, material resources, community, wisdom, progeny, and romantic love. This energy that's coming in, whatever you want to call it, is here to lead us towards a bright future and let us know that anything that doesn't appear to be this way is indeed an illusion. Many humans are allowing their subconscious minds to run their lives, or their mind, which we're only aware of a small portion of that. So we're often allowing anxiety, stress, confusion to distort our true identity and purpose in the world, which is a reflection of me. And the easiest way to relate to that is Mother Earth, okay? So Mother Earth, okay? Our nature is nature. If these false beliefs are running your life, you're not liking the results, change the channel. You have the power to shift more into the light, and your commitment is required. You live in the universe, and the universe lives in you. You are a divine being, and I urgently request and ask that you have faith in yourself and the universe during this precious time of human evolution. The universe is moving into a higher vibration, and human consciousness is being upgraded to 5D. As if you're all getting an operating system upgrade on your computer. Please listen to your soul, close your eyes, take deep breaths with me, Mother Earth. You are part of Mother Earth. And hush your mind, be in silence, be in nature. Set a strong intention for the new age, and it will be manifested more easily than ever before. And I guess I got a little bit deep, but I wanted to be clear. And I only, I mean, people only have so much time, they can't listen to me too long. So I just want to say we are all love, we're all one, and anything else is bullshit. And that's all I have to say.
All right, love it. Okay, so my solstice plans are, I'm going to be doing a sacred ritual for couples called a Maithuna with a dear friend of mine on the other side of the big island here. I'm living on Hawaii Island. And that ritual involves feeding each other sacred substances, sharing the time and the spirit with each other, sharing mantra, sharing energy massages and things like that, throwing flowers all over the room and blessing. And the next day we clean everything up and all the flowers and so on and so forth, and we offer it to the ocean to share it with all the sentient beings in the world.
That's so beautiful. And that's why Tantra is associated with sexuality, because our sexuality is the closest thing we get to feeling that what we can create within ourselves. And that's a very sacred ritual. I think it'd be really great to hear from you all on the other side of the island when you do that. But hey, I think I gotta do Santa. So I gotta dash. The reindeers are out in the driveway waiting on me. So we invite you to join Tantra with Kirby and Stacy next time. And namaste.
And namaste, my friends.